All right, all right. Hello, Atlanta. My name is Alan Devlin. I'm an anchor here with Atlanta News First. Thank you so much for joining us at the First Alert Desk. We always appreciate you being here. I wanted to check in with you guys really quick and walk you through some of our top stories for the evening. We're going to cover three different things, some good, some bad, and then right after that, meteorologist Patrick Pete's going to come up here. He's going to walk you through our weather forecast for the day. It's been hot, but we've got a First Alert forecast coming up, First Alert Weather Day, I should say, coming up here this week. You're going to want to pay attention to because you might have plans. It's going to be one of those days. But I don't want to waste too much of your time here. I want to jump right into it. The first story we're going to talk about is a new lawsuit that was filed against an Atlanta music mogul, rapper, producer. You probably know him well. Rick Ross. He is being sued for alleged disability discrimination for his famous, I should say, for some people they call it infamous, but a lot of people call it his famous car show that he hosted his Promised Land home here in the Metro. We've got anchor or reporter, I should say, Yasmina Alston, who's covering this story for us, who walks us through why somebody is suing Rick Ross, saying that he was negligent.
I'm Yasmina Alston at the Promised Land in Fayetteville, where a man claims he was denied entry to the car show that happened in June because of his disability. Darius Strotter traveled from Miami to Atlanta by himself for the first time to attend the event that he never made it to. He has since filed a lawsuit against rapper Rick Ross, the host of the car show. There are several allegations, the biggest being claims of violating the Americans with Disabilities Act. Strotter says he emailed event organizers in advance to make sure they had wheelchair accommodations, and they said there would be no problems. Strotter is paralyzed from the waist down after being shot in 2018. He told us today his experience trying to get into the car show has torn him down emotionally. Strotter's attorney says event organizers didn't follow the law for those with disabilities. We're working to get a response from attorneys for Rick Ross.
All right, and there you have it with that story there. So we're going to continue to follow that one because that's an interesting one. It's kind of a back and forth. Once we hear back from Rick Ross, we will be sure to let you know. This car show has been going on for years and years. It attracts thousands of people to his home, his ranch, he so calls it. And so this person wanted to get in on some of that fun. He's saying that he was unable to because of some of the decisions that were made by Rick Ross and his team. The next story I want to walk you guys through here is one that it's unfortunate because it shows us where we are in America right now when it comes to our elections and our democracy. We've got a county that's deciding that they want to put up armed guards at some of the polling locations in this upcoming election because they have felt threatened. A lot of the poll workers don't want to work anymore. They're worried about their safety, and they say that they've been pressed, threatened in the past, especially back in 2020, over their ability or what they think is an inability to vote. So now here we are. We've got Atlanta News First reporter Chelsea Bimeford giving us the details on this interesting and scary story.
I'm Chelsea Bimeford in Cobb County, where local leaders are beefing up security ahead of the November election to make sure that all poll workers and voters are safe. This week, Elections Director Tate Fall asked Cobb commissioners for $2.5 million to keep the November election fair and secure. The money will be put towards new ballot scanners to help keep wait times down, panic buttons for poll managers, and security guard staffing outside early voting precincts. During a Tuesday commission meeting, Fall said a Cobb County poll worker was confronted by an armed voter inside a precinct earlier this year, and that many longtime poll workers are quitting. The funding will also help pay for an armed security guard to monitor the election headquarters building from October through the end of the year.
And so the last story I want to talk to you guys about here this evening is one that is nothing but fun. St. Jude Dream Home giveaway. We are within the last 24 hours of giving somebody a brand new, nearly $700,000 home up and coming in the Brackley community. This thing has 4 bedrooms, 3.5 baths, state-of-the-art appliances, and you could win if you reserve your ticket. If you haven't already, it is not too late. You can still do it between now and tomorrow evening. But once it's done, it's done. And I'm going to be honest with you, these tickets are selling faster than they ever have because everybody's saying, let me go ahead and get in on the fun. Tracy Hutchins has been spearheading this entire effort to raise money for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital up in Memphis. Don't forget, this is research that literally helps the entire world because they share all their findings with everybody everywhere. But she's in that home that you could walk away with right now as long as you get your ticket. I'm going to let her carry it from here. She knows best.
In just 24 hours, we will know who's won the grand prize in the St. Jude Dream Home giveaway. It is this home valued at $675,000, 4 bedrooms, 3.5 bathrooms, 10-foot ceilings, a gourmet kitchen, and amazing high-end appliances and light fixtures too. This home could be yours. You have to get your tickets today. Do not miss out on this drawing. Here on the second floor of the St. Jude Dream Home, this room certainly designed for children and a reminder of what this dream home is all about. Medical care is so expensive, especially when you're talking about treating pediatric cancer. Treatment can last as long as 3 years and cost up to $425,000. That's why this fundraiser is so important, because parents, when they go to St. Jude, treatment is taken care of, housing is taken care of, food is taken care of. If you haven't already gotten your ticket, go ahead, get it now. You'll be helping so many local families and an opportunity to win this dream home.
So someone's got a lot incoming. We're going to have to wait and see exactly who gets that house and a 2024 Jeep Grand Cherokee 4x4 vehicle as well. Beautiful vehicle, brand new, and you could win it as long as you have bought your ticket. We're going to unveil everything tomorrow. It's going to be a lot of fun here at Atlanta News First. We always enjoy helping children out, especially trying to beat childhood cancer. So, as promised here, I'm going to bring in meteorologist Patrick Pete, who's going to walk us through what has been a interesting week so far. Really just, we're still in a heat wave, I believe, right, Patrick? So he's going to walk us through the next couple of days and then talk to us more about what's going to be coming this weekend, because it is going to be a busy one for all of you outdoor lovers.
Good evening, everybody. Yes, we are talking about a First Alert Weather Day for this upcoming Saturday, something that we added yesterday, and the models continue to hint that we could see some widespread rain and some scattered thunderstorms move in for parts of your weekend. So that's something we wanted to give you that heads up. Hopefully you all are having a fantastic evening. Let's switch a couple of things around here, then we can dive right into this forecast. The timing, and actually we're talking about rising rain chances as we march towards the weekend too. So some folks, depending on where you are, may have to dodge a few showers before we arrive at the weekend. So switch this and we're all set to go. So we're talking about afternoon rain and thunderstorms. This could impact some of your plans. Today, not really something that we're worried about. Pretty pleasant out there, 85 degrees here in Atlanta. Nice breeze right now out of the south at about 6 miles per hour. And we're dealing with dew points that are in the mid to upper 60s. So the dew points are up there. It's a little muggy, but it's not terrible. I think that if you have plans to maybe step out to grab a bite to eat in an hour or so, and there's only an outdoor table, you're probably okay. Warm numbers through the overnight. Most of us fall to the lower 70s. And as we head into the day tomorrow, we're calling it a 20% chance of a spotty shower. We don't expect this to be a biggie. Isolated sprinkles here. The bulk of the day is dry. We'll get a lot of sunshine in the afternoon. I think tomorrow will feel very similar to today, a day where the dew points are in the mid to slightly upper 60s, and we're dealing with temperatures that are going to be flirting with 90 degrees as we head into the afternoon. So all in all, pretty much on par for this time of year. 89 is that number that we should be at every afternoon, and we'll be a little bit above that as our forecast is 90. Heading into Friday is whenever that rain chance goes up a little bit more, and I'm looking at folks in extreme northwest Georgia because you're going to have the best opportunity to see some scattered rain and thunderstorms. The Storm Prediction Center has a level 1 out of 5 risk for those neighborhoods, and we expect gusty winds and heavy downpours to be the primary concern. But we don't expect it to be a widespread thing, and to be completely honest, a lot of the guidance that we're seeing this evening has dialed back the intensity of those storms for Friday. So Friday is not a first alert, but if you are in northwest Georgia, around noon, you can already kind of see that line of storms building in from the north and west. Meanwhile, in the metro, we're in the upper 80s with a lot of sunshine. As we head into the afternoon, 5, 6 o'clock, you can see some of that starts to move in, but it kind of bows out. It starts to kind of diminish already, and we do expect this to fizzle as it sinks further south in the east. So I think that a lot of us will be trending a little bit drier as we head into the overnight hours. If you have plans Friday night to get out and about into the streets, I think you're okay. Saturday is our first alert weather day, and while there is a little bit of moisture around in the morning, I think mainly in the mountains, I think our better opportunities for scattered rain and thunderstorms will be as that boundary slides through, and that will happen sometime in the afternoon, roughly 3 to 5 o'clock. We'll see that moving in. This is where we could get some of the heavier downpours. Right now, there is a lot of lightning that we're looking to see with this, but as far as the severity, it's really just going to depend on that timing. We'll keep an eye on it. At most, we'll be at a level 1 out of 5, but we're not there yet, still several days away. We'll get a better look at that environment tomorrow. We'll have some slightly higher resolution data, so we'll be able to dive into the severe potential. But right now, we just think it's going to be run-of-the-mill thunderstorm opportunities. Reasons to have the First Alert Weather app downloaded so that we can alert you to any of those storms as they move in. Here's that 7-day forecast where the weekend is in view. Saturday is the lone First Alert Weather day. I think that we'll have a little bit of lingering moisture into Sunday, but then we trend a little bit drier as we head into next week. Temperatures end up in the low 90s each afternoon. We'll introduce a 20% chance of rain back into the forecast on Wednesday. And we're keeping our eyes on Hurricane Ernesto. Latest update that actually just came down the pipeline about 11 minutes ago is Hurricane Ernesto. Those winds have been increased to 80 miles per hour, so that's still going to be a Category 1 hurricane. It's still moving to the northwest at 16. We fully expect that to become more of a northerly jog as we head through the overnight hours, and we expect it to intensify. So by the time you wake up tomorrow, we'll still be dealing with the hurricane. Sometime tomorrow afternoon, it'll probably intensify to a Cat 2, and the forecast is calling for this to be a major hurricane, which means those winds will be at Category 3 status. We expect that to happen sometime on Friday before it makes its way to Bermuda. But as it continues to go northward, it's going to get further away from the Gulf Stream. It's going to encounter some cooler waters. With the combination of that and a couple of other factors could allow it to weaken a little bit as it impacts Bermuda, but we're still talking about winds that are going to be around 100 miles per hour or so in this, with gusts higher than that. So this is going to be something that's going to impact them depending on exactly where that track lines up. I can tell you that for days now, Bermuda's kind of been somewhere in this cone, so we do expect some impacts. I believe that they actually issued a hurricane watch already because they fully expect to get hurricane force winds, and they're letting their folks know, give them as much heads up as possible. So that's something that we're going to be watching. And then eventually this will bypass Bermuda. Whether it makes landfall or not, it'll continue towards the north. And we'll be watching to see how close it gets to Nova Scotia. So this has been your evening ANF Plus Top Stories and Weather Update. Of course, we're going to get more information on Ernesto tonight. You can get that live from meteorologist Greg Campagna at 11 on ANF. And then, of course, we'll have some new data on the timing of the rain that we're expecting later this week. And we'll have that tonight on Peachtree TV at 10. So you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. I'm going to leave you with the 7-day forecast so that you can plan ahead. If I can get it to swap over. And I will catch you on the flip side. You have a fantastic evening.